Hey guys, welcome back to Restoring Little Girl. Been a long time since I've gotten a video out. Had an operation that kind of sidelined me for a while, but anyway, here's the deal. We're heading back to the Cape tomorrow, right after church. Going to be Father's Day. Going to go down and do Dad's Day with my dad and a couple of birthdays, and I'm looking forward to it. But going to be taking a couple things with me that we've already got worked out. One of them is some work that I'm going to be doing on my Richie Compass. I bought the gasket material to go ahead and make a gasket to go underneath it to mount it. I had the thing overhauled about a year and a half ago. Oh man, it came out fantastic. I mean, it's just really a pretty thing now. But when he did the overhaul, he didn't do a gasket to go with it. So he was going to charge me an extra $5. I said, forget that. I'll just make my own. So anyway, I bought some gasket material. I'm just going to go ahead and caulk it and put some good stainless screws in and mount my Richie Compass in place the way it's supposed to be in, and we'll be good to go on that. The other thing is that I've been putting off for a long time buying a tank, a water tank to go into the galley sink, and finally made the purchase today. Kind of cost me, it was kind of pricey, but I think it's going to really work out real well. It's a nice 2-gallon, actually it's a gas can, and by the way, this is not going to be potable. I'm not worried about being able to drink from it. It's basically just to have water for the kitchen sink, or excuse me, the sink, whatever you call it, galley, and wash your hands, whatever. And so anyway, I bought that, and I got it stashed out in the vehicle for tomorrow, and looking forward to getting down on the Cape and see what kind of cross-rough I can do with the already existing plumbing, quote unquote, that's in there. It's got the heavy plastic hose that is hitched up to the little hand pump sink faucet there. And by the way, that faucet works perfectly. There's not a problem in the world with it. And so it's going to be interesting to see if I can make a good rough out. I know that it's going to fit under the sink with no problem, because I have the cutout from the door that I made for the sink that is exactly the size of the door opening. And I checked it against the tank, and sure enough, the tank is going to be able to go right in there. I'm going to get it in there, kind of mount it in place, and then get everything hitched up. So, okay, I have a slew of stuff planned. I got a crappy weather coming in on Tuesday, but at least Monday I'm going to be able to get some good work done. And I'm hoping to get the tow rails all sanded out and another coat of Cetal on them. But enough on that. Thanks for coming back to Restoring Little Girl, and we'll get caught up with the rest of this later. Well, guys, we're back on the Cape, and time to check the wraps on the boat. It has been a month and a half, and I'll never get this boat done if this is the kind of schedule that we're going to be keeping. So, get over here and see what we got. Okay, well, no water in the tarp. Let's go around on the port. No water in the tarp. It is loaded with pollen and pine needles and crap. We got about 2 hours of daylight left. I got to finish unloading the truck, and then I can hose all this down and maybe get inside before dark. So, all right, well, hey, welcome back. So glad to be back on the Cape. Well, guys, it's been a month and a half, but I'm home. Good to be home, little girl. I'm looking forward to some great projects that we got lined up for this trip. Probably detail them to you tomorrow morning, but oh, I love it. I left this thing all nice and clean. Everything is in good order down here, and that's a good thing. So. All right, well, one of the things I'm really looking forward to is getting in that new water tank. And let me kind of, oh yeah, I got, hang on. not going to be able to see it without daylight down here, but, man, hang on. Let me show you something. Ooh, spider webs. I've been gone a while. Okay, so here's the deal. This is all the space I've got, and that 2-gallon tank is only going to take up a small fraction of it. That's great. That's great. So, I don't know. I was going to say that for a rainy day, literally, Tuesday. But man, I'm so anxious about. Oh, that's right. My wife just took off with my van, with my my Honda Pilot, and now I can't get to it. So, all right. Well, it's going to have to wait till she gets back. But boy, I'm chomping at the bit with that one. It's after getting aboard and kind of getting things set up for tomorrow. I'm all done for tonight. It's getting dark, and put everything back under wraps for the moment. Got to have a little rain coming in at midnight, but then after that, it should be a good day tomorrow, and we'll see you guys in the morning, bright and early, and looking forward to it. Okay, so listen up. This is talking about the water tank that's going to be going in under the sink in the galley. Boy, little girl. I bought this for 30 bucks. Actually, it was 31, whatever, 32 bucks at Tractor Supply. And I was wondering, I could kind of tell it was going to fit the need, but I just wanted to make sure. I got everything home, and now we're down on the Cape here. And let me kind of go over some stuff with you. In the first place, this is a sample of the hose, and I got about 6 feet of it. I don't need anywhere near that much. Coming from underneath the sink, underneath the faucet there, okay? Now, what happens is, this thing fills here. Well, in order to fill, it had a locking mechanism on it, which I just cut right off because I don't care to have it locked. I'm not putting gasoline in it. Now, just cut this little thing off from here. You fill your tank right here, either with a hose or bring it in, and do it in the kitchen sink. Okay, so you fill it. Okay, then over here, this is the feed out. In other words, this was where you would probably put it into a gas tank on a lawnmower or whatever. Well, here's the thing. I don't want this big old clunky thing. It has nothing to do with where I'm going because I'm going to be using a piece of this to come down to the water tank. Don't pay no attention to gasoline here. This is going to be all water, non-potable. Okay? So what I did, I just took and laid this on its side, took my knife, and just cut along this edge and pulled it right off. And voila! You see this? You see this is a barbed feed line here. Guess what? Take that and heat it up a little bit, or put a little bit, carve it out a little bit, put a little Vaseline on it, and watch what happens. See if I can do this. Oh, I don't have my mount in here. Well, suffice it to say, let me see if I can do this. All right. Everybody watching? Here we go. Get on there. Either heat this or carve out the end of it, throw a little Vaseline on it, that'll slide right down on there. I had it on about a half an inch a minute ago. So anyway, so the hose goes right onto this. Put a stainless steel hose clamp on it. Ba-bum, you're all set there, right? The only other thing you've got to deal with is now that you've got water in it. This is actually a shutoff, an on-off valve, but to shut it off, it's the up position. To let it flow, it's the down position. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have it in the down position, just put a black zip tie around there. It'll hold it down permanently. Fill it on this end. Actually, fill it on this end. If it's already tied into the kitchen sink thing, you're good to go. If not, you can cut your zip tie and undo it up here. Just take this right out of the boat, fill it, bring it back, and then put another zip tie on when you're ready to for everything to start flowing back up into your system. Hey, for 32 bucks, I got a 2-gallon water tank here, and I think it's going to work like a charm. Good morning, guys. Here's my tank. There's the opening. It's early, and I'm going to try to be quiet and maybe mess around with this for a few minutes. So, welcome aboard, little girl, early in the morning. It's just after 6 o'clock. And we'll catch up with you in just a minute. Let me do some setup on this. All right, so here's the deal, guys. As you can see, this hose is about a mile too long. In the meantime, I don't need anywhere near this much hose because this is going directly in here. And actually, it's perfect fit. And I'm still going to have a lot of room left over for some storage stuff. But what we're going to do, this is going to go in here. This is going to go in like this and turn this way. Turn this way. So that the hose can hit it on the back side closest to the faucet up underneath here. Okay, so here it is in place. The thing about this is that I could conceivably just run the hose down this neck right here. I think it was on the old Sea Dog. I saw that that's how he had done it for his. But there's no need to do that. I'm going to use this for fill right here, this big cap. When I just run a hose in and put it in there and fill it up. That way I never have to disconnect. I'm going to take this feed hose that goes up to the faucet and run it down the back side. You're not going to be able to see this. Run it down the back side of the container, and that's where the barbed input hose is. And I'm just going to go ahead and connect it down there with a clamp, and that way it's permanently connected up to the faucet. And anytime I run out of my 2 gallons of fresh water, I just take that off, run a hose down to it, fill it up, and we're good to go. And that way, this tank never has to leave the inside of this cabinet. It can stay in there permanently. So, all right, I'm going to get to work. I'm probably not going to film every bit of this, but at least you get the setup. This thing is going to work out very, very well, and I'm so pleased with it. I do need to make a run up to Home Depot a little bit later and pick up a hose clamp, a 1-inch stainless hose clamp, and then we can begin to set this up permanently. Okay, breakfast is over. Back out on the boat. The only Vaseline I could find in the house was an ancient, let's see, it's called medicated Vaseline, and it stinks to the hills. You know what? It's a good thing this is not potable water. That's all I got to say. I'm going to wash my hands afterwards because I can't stand the smell of this. It smells kind of like Vicks Vapor Rub or something like that. But anyway, going to lubricate the inside of this hose. This is just a pre-run because later on I've got to make a run up to Home Depot and pick up a hose clamp to go on this thing. But for right now, I just wanted to make sure this is going to, and I'm sure that it will fit right on here. And let's see if we can't get this in there. But I did get it on. I don't have a hose clamp on it yet, but I just wanted to do a test fit. Everything fit right through into the cabinet, tucked right down into the corner. I've got to go ahead and when I get back from Home Depot, get that hose clamp on. But once that's done, I'm going to do the zip tie down on the this handle right here, which is a shutoff valve, and so it permanently stays open. And then I'm going to get the garden hose and just fill this tank. And the cool thing is, this water, because there's so much weight of the water above it, and it's draining out that bottom corner, it automatically has pressure up into the hose. I'm not even going to have to prime it, I don't think. And then I'm going to start this little pump up here and see what we got. And I think we're going to be good to go. So, all right, I'll catch you later after I get back from Home Depot. Well, the tank is filled and the line is hitched up and there's water coming up through. This does not have the greatest suction. I have a feeling I may have to rebuild this pump a little bit, but
Here, listen. There you go. And there are no leaks anywhere. Yep, hang on. Light back up under here. There's a drain right there. And I checked down here. This is not leaking. I tightened up the connections before I put everything in. Anyway, we're good to go. I now have water. Like I said, this is probably going to need a rebuild later, but for right now, it is working. And you can hear that this is not the most efficient thing. But there you go. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to work. I don't know. But anyway, I got water. And I couldn't resist. I had to get in here and get this done today. So anyway, that's done. We are next moving to the cockpit. It's time for New Stuff Corner. All right, guys, this is a short list, so it's not going to take very long. First of all, my indispensable, can't get along without it, DeWalt drill. Both the batteries died. It's an older model, but I'll tell you what, the thing is still going great guns. And so I spent $35 for two of these brand new batteries. I got them through Amazon Prime, delivered in about 2 days, and it was awesome. So, and I'm back up and running. I love it. And about to use them. I got some work to do out here in the cockpit. So, hey, can't get along without it. My DeWalt drill is, well, we're inseparable. I love this thing. All right, that's number one. Number two, let's see if I can remember everything. Oh, number two is hiding. Okay, and it's right down here to the tune of $32. Again, $32. And there's my brand new water tank. I'll gas can through Tractor Supply. Love it. I'll tell you what, it works like a charm. Tank is full. And my water is up, and which I'm not going to do on my nice woodwork here. But the water is working perfectly. I've figured out that's just kind of the nature of the beast, that you have to pump it to get it up in there. And the line is full, so we're good to go. Okay, so that's number two. Brand new water tank from Tractor Supply. Water tank slash gas tank, whatever. Okay. Number three. Okay, and it's this stuff. And if you don't recognize what this is just plain old gasket material. And I needed it because, where's my baby here? Where's my baby? Okay. This is my fully refurbished, beautiful Richie Compass, and it needed a gasket. And so what I did last night, I took that gasket material and I cut out a brand new gasket, and it's already cut to shape and has the holes marked for the screw holes to be able to mount down into the cockpit. And so we're good to go on that. So, and I think that's it. I think it's just 3 items this time. So anyway, thank you for stopping by New Stuff Corner, and now it's time to get back to work. Well, at long last, I have the cleats and screws back in this pad, but I don't like them. They're stainless instead of bronze or brass, and I think I'm going to replace all of them. I mean, it works. I mean, these are through bolted right through the pad, down through the fiberglass. So, anyway, but for now, I'm just trying to get things back together. And even before I put the combings back on, this is just a little project, a side project that was part of the planning for this trip. So, anyway, I got to go over on starboard now and get that side. But for right now, back on. It ain't going nowhere. So, all right, I'll get back to you. Okay, so my Richie is all in position. The new gasket is under it. I have not cocked it yet, but I had to reposition it a little bit and do a new screw hole. But anyway, it's all ready to go, and I have a cover to go over it for when I get ready to start actively putting the boat out on the water. Okay, here's my situation. absorbing a little solar heat up here. Everything is beautiful. What a lovely day to be working out here, except for one thing. Tonight, my dad and I celebrate our birthdays together, and it just means that I've got to go grab a shower and go uptown and pick up a birthday present and a card from my dad, and so that kind of ends my work here in the cockpit for the day. But in the meantime, it's been an awesome day. I got the water tank all in, hitched up. Everything's working there in the sink. Got my Richie Compass in. Got my old cleats on, and all the screws back in. Which like as I said, I'm going to be replacing these. And that'll be rather expensive. Replacing these stainless bolts. These are through bolts. I'm going to be replacing these with bronze. Or brass, and the same on these screws. That's fine. I mean, it's there. It does the job, but I like the brass idea. I think it's just going to look prettier, and so that's coming. And I got it both port and starboard. This is all done over here now too. So, and by the way, you notice I have not done the combings, and that is because I ran out of time. I figured I'd just get all this other stuff done first, put the combings back right where they were, and we will be back to these another time. So, all right, gotta run. Birthday is coming. Well, guys, awesome trip. Got a lot done. Last night I did a whole segment about the sail, and that's going to be on number 2. And hope you enjoy that. And anyway, just got a tremendous amount accomplished. Had a truckload of rain come in last night, and I had to get that all out of the tarp this morning. But after I go in and grab some breakfast, I got to do the tie down, get everything buttoned up here aboard a little girl, because I don't know the next time I'm going to be down. Probably right after the 4th of July we'll be down. My mom and dad's 70th wedding anniversary is coming up, and we're going to be coming down to meet my brothers and their families, and do a big 70th anniversary celebration. So anyway, guys, I can't believe what an awesome trip. Finally getting some stuff accomplished around here. We got a long way to go, but this trip gave some encouragement, because I'm not going to detail it for you. It's all in the videos. But thank you for stopping by Restoring Little Girl, and we'll catch you on the next round.